In this video, I'm going to show you how you can build a Flowise workflow that generates a LinkedIn post from a news article and publishes it automatically to a LinkedIn business page. This video is part 2 of this tutorial, and in part 1, we publish content directly to our LinkedIn profile page. Now, if you don't want to watch part 1, that's fine. You can still follow along. You just need to go through these 2 steps to set everything up correctly. Also, before we get started, if you don't want to type out all the URLs, all the prompts, etc. in this video, I've set up a guide so that you can just copy and paste that information and use it as it is. So if you want to access that guide, just go to school.com/bottribe. And in the classroom, in the resources vault, down below where it says Flowise LinkedIn Business Integration, you have the guide. Okay, so the first thing to do if you haven't done part 1 is just go through these 2 steps to kind of get caught up. So go to LinkedIn apps and create a new app. Okay, so here you will have a screen similar to this, developer.linkedin.com, and just create a new app, go through the steps, and it's pretty straightforward. You need to sign in, approve your new app, and then just create it. Once you've created the app, it will be something similar to this. So I gave my app a name, Flowise YouTube Tutorial, and you have a screen similar to this. Now from here, you need to go to products and you need to activate these 2 products, share on LinkedIn and sign in on LinkedIn using OpenID Connect. Once you authorize those and get access, the access will be given automatically. You can follow along with this tutorial. All right, so once we do that, we have to verify our app. Remember, this time we are posting to our business page, so we need the app verified. If we're just posting to our personal profile page, we don't need that. So in order to get it verified, you need to go to settings and you have a button here, verify. Just generate the URL, copy and paste it in your browser, and that will get you verified. Once that is done, just go to products, and here we need to add the advertising API. Okay, so you need to request the access. There's a form you need to fill. You fill out all the information. In my experience, they're quite lax about filling out all the information in great detail. So just fill out basic information, request access, and in about 5 minutes, you should just get that reply back and have the product added to your account. After that, we need to go to authentication and we need to generate a new token. So let's go to Auth 2.0 tools, click on that, and we have generate new access token, and then go ahead and select everything here. You probably don't need all of these, but it's just easier to just go through the motions and have everything set up in case you might want it. Okay, so request access token. Of course, you need to sign in order to approve that. All right, so the token is generated and we have it here at the top, access token. Copy that, or better yet, just leave this tab open as we will need it later on. So let's move on. Now we have the permissions. Now we need to request the organization ID similarly to how we've requested our personal ID in the previous video. Here we have this URL, so organization ACLs, and we have some parameters. Now I've set up a postman to retrieve organizational info. So I have the URL here. You can download the postman from the guide. So go ahead and do that if you don't want to create it yourself. But importantly, under authorization, we need to select bearer token and we need to update our token here. Okay, so save that. Let's go to headers. We only have LinkedIn version with this version is the latest one at the moment, 2025-06. And for the body, that's going to be empty. So go ahead and send that. And that gives us the information. So down below here, we have organization and we have the information for that organization. We need to save that because we will use it a bit later. All right, so we have our organization information. Now let's go to Flowise. Now, of course, if you don't have Flowise installed, you need to install Node.js on your local machine. So whether you're on Mac or a PC, just install Node.js. Then open a terminal window if you're on a Mac, or a command prompt if you're on a PC, and type npm install -g Flowise. That will install Flowise locally. Obviously, I already have it installed, but once you have that done, you can type npx Flowise start, and that will start up the server locally, and you can access it at localhost 3000. You should see something like this, so go ahead and sign in or create your account or whatever it is. All right, so once you have Flowise running, you will see a screen similar to this. So let's go to credentials, and here you can create a new credential and search for HTTP and select bearer token. So I'm gonna call this LinkedIn bearer token business page, and here we need to paste the token. So let's copy that token again and paste it here and click add. All right, now let's go to agent flows, add new agent flow. We're just going to save this and call it something like YouTube tutorial business page. So that should be fine. Now, let's go ahead step by step and follow the guide. So first of all, we need to add a flow variable called generated post. So double click on that, add flow and generated post. That's basically it. Then we have an agent node, and we need to give it this prompt, and we need to give it access to web browsing and current date tool. So let's go add an agent, connect the two, and here we're going to say blog writer. So the blog writer basically will search the internet, find a news article, and write a blog about it. And from that blog later on, we will of course generate our post. So let's select down below chat OpenAI. If you don't have credentials here, just create new and go to platform.openai.com/API keys and generate an API key there. If you don't have an account with OpenAI, obviously you need to create one. If you want to use something more free, such as Grok or Ollama, just install those locally, or just install Ollama locally, or generate an API key from Grok and select that in the model and credentials. Okay, but of course, once you have the credentials, just select those. Model name, if you want to be very economical with API costs, especially OpenAI, select GPT-4o Mini. That's basically going to not consume anything. I'm going to select 4o just because I want a bit more intelligence in my generation here. And the temperature 0.9. I want a bit of creativity for my agent. Now for the messages, we're going to add a system message and just paste the prompt that we copied. It just says, check the current date, take the user's topic and research the top news article available online. Choose only news articles from the last week. Pick the most popular. Generate one, from one news item, generate a blog post of that article. All right, so that's done. Now let's add some tools. Here I have the current date time, and we don't need any parameters. And we have a web search tool. So for this, I'm going to use SERP API. SERP API has a free tier that will give you, I think, 100 or 1,000 free requests. So go to serpapi.com, create an account. They will automatically generate an API key for you, and you can add it here in credentials. So you create new and add that key from SERP API. All right, so that's basically all there is to it. I don't think we need to set anything else. So let's just save this for now. We're not gonna chat now, we're just gonna save it. Okay, now next we need an LLM node with this prompt. We use an LLM node just because we don't actually need to use tools or anything more interesting. I'm gonna call this post generator. Okay, for the model, same deal. Chat OpenAI, API 4o, temperature 0.9 is fine. And let's add a system message that just says, get the article generated by a previous node and create one post. Make the output 300 words long, reply with the post content and nothing else. The reason for that is because we want to update down below. We want to update our flow state. And here I'm going to use the generated post key, and I'm going to take the output of this node. So here I'm going to say double open curly brackets and select output here. Okay, so that's all for now. Now let's go back to our tool node. So for tool, we have created this escape HTML characters tool in the previous, in part 1. If you don't already have that, let me just show you how to get it. You just go to Flowise LinkedIn personal integration, and down below you have create a tool, and you have this input schema, and you have this code. Okay, so go follow that if you haven't done it already. If you do have it, once you have it, just add a tool here, connect it, and we're going to call this escape HTML chars. So the idea behind this tool is that the blog generator and the post generator will generate text with some characters that are incompatible with HTML. So for example, \n is not really good for HTML. So this function will escape those characters so that they can be passed in the HTML request. Here we're going to select a custom tool, and from the list, select tool, escape HTML characters that we have. Now, input parameters, we have the to format. This is the input for the tool. The argument value is going to be double curly bracket and generate post. And of course, we need to update our flow state. So here we update generated post with the output. Okay, very, very simple, very basic. Now, I want to mention a bug that exists in Flowise, where if you add another node after the tool node, the node configuration, the tool node configuration is lost. So watch out for that, but we will get to that in a second. Now, let's add here an HTTP node and connect those two. And we're going to say post to LinkedIn page or business page. For the credentials, the one that we've created, so LinkedIn bearer token business page. For the method is going to be post. So let's see the information here. So we have method post URL, we have headers. So let's add these two headers. And then we have LinkedIn version and the value 2025-06. Okay, so we have body type JSON, and the body is going to be this. So body type JSON, body, let's expand this. And the way this works is you have commentary and you have the generated post from the previous nodes. And here you need to replace your organization ID. So let's go back to Postman, copy that and paste it here, save it, close that. Now, as I said, we added another element here. So this might contain some error. So let's open up tool parameters, and you can see the select tool has disappeared. Let's reselect it, escape characters. This needs to be the last one you modified before you actually run the code. It's a bit annoying, but you know, what are you gonna do? So input argument name, also here we need to refresh that, and to format. All right, so let's save this and let's run it and test it out, see if it works. All right, so that worked fine. Let's open this up, and then we have the generated post. So let me go to my page, and under my page here, I have the information published. We can see that it was published now, and the content of that post. Okay, so a lot of information, but the main idea here is that it works, it's automatic, so you can just give it a topic and it will generate a post for you and upload it to, or publish it to LinkedIn to your business page. All right, so that's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Please check out the description at school.com/bottribe, and I will see you in the next video.